Before talking about Richard Hamilton, we have to take a look at the pop art. But what is pop art? The term pop art was invented by British curator Lawrence Alloway in 1955 to describe a new form of popular art, a movement characterized by the imagery of consumerism and popular culture. Pop art emerged in both New York and London during the mid-50s and became the dominant avant-garde style until the late 60s. Characterized by bold, simple, everyday imagery and vibrant block colors, it was interesting to look at and had a modern hip feel. The bright color schemes also enabled this form of avant-garde art to emphasize certain elements in contemporary culture, and helped to narrow the divide between the commercial arts and the fine arts. It was the first postmodernist movement as well as the first school of art to reflect the power of film and television, from which many of its most famous images acquired their celebrity. Common sources of pop iconography were advertisements, consumer product packaging, photos of film stars, pop stars and other celebrities, and comic strips. History: British pop art emerged from within the independent group, an informal circle of artists including painter Richard Hamilton, curator and art critic Lawrence Alloway, and sculptor Eduardo Paolozzi, that met in the Institute of Contemporary Arts in London. From the first meeting in 1952, when Paolozzi presented a number of collages assembled from magazine clippings and other found objects, including his celebrated collage entitled "I Was a Rich Man's Plaything", created 5 years previously, in 1947. Their discussion centered largely around the artistic value and relevance of popular mass culture. 4 years later, in 1956, another member of the group, Richard Hamilton, produced his own collage, "Just What Is It That Makes Today's Home So Appealing", which, along with Paolozzi's 1947 collage, is regarded as one of the earliest examples of British pop art. In 1961, a number of pop-style works by Derek Boschia, David Hockney, Ellen Jones, Hervé Kitach, and Peter Phillips featured in the Young Contemporaries exhibition. In 1962, further publicity was given to British pop when the BBC screened Pop Goes the Easel, a film by Ken Russell which explored the new movement in Britain. USA. Meanwhile, in America during the mid-50s, the art world was being rocked by a number of artists attached to small movements, many of whom were incorporating articles of mass culture in their works. They wanted their art to be much more inclusive than traditional styles like abstract expressionism, so they used non-art materials and focused on ordinary, easily recognizable subjects that express the popular culture of the day. Richard Hamilton, a co-founder of the independent group at the Institute of Contemporary Arts in London, the artist discussion group that inherited pop art in Britain, he is best known for his 1956 collage entitled "Just What Is It That Makes Today's Home So Different, So Appealing", now regarded as one of the first examples of British pop art. In the mid-50s, after several solo shows, Hamilton took up teaching in Newcastle upon Tyne, during which time he pursued a research project on the French contemporary artist Marcel Duchamp, a figure much admired by Hamilton. In the early 60s, he was awarded a grant from the UK Arts Council to create and preserve the Kurt Schwitters-Dadaist Mersault collection of collages in Cumbria. Also active in London as an artist, teacher, and C&D campaigner, Hamilton curated a major British retrospective of Duchamp's work at the Tate Gallery in 1966. In addition, his contacts within the contemporary music scene led to a friendship with Paul McCartney, which resulted in Hamilton's cover design and poster art for the Beatles' White Album. Just What Is It That Makes Today's Home So Different, So Appealing is a collage by English artist Richard Hamilton. It measures 10.25 inches by 9.75 inches. The work is now in the collection of the Kunsthalle Tübingen, Germany. It was the first work of pop art to achieve iconic status, was created in 1956 for the catalogue of the exhibition This Is Tomorrow in London, England, in which it was reproduced in black and white. In addition, the piece was used in posters for the exhibit. I chose this picture because it's one of the first pop art collages and it also represents the influence of commercial products in our daily lives. Thanks for your attention.